guys, it is Teenage Marvel Fan, back with another video, and after a successful standalone film that made over $1 billion at the box office, Captain Marvel is definitely going to get a sequel. So Marvel Studios hasn't released any official details about the sequel or Captain Marvel's return in any other future movies, but there's a leak from Reddit that might tell us who she'll be fighting in her sequel. So, a user on Reddit claims to have inside information regarding the new villain in the Captain Marvel sequel. The new big bad is expected to play a larger role in Phase 4 of the MCU, which goes well beyond the confines of just one movie, and will be at least a couple movies spanning over a few years. So it's definitely hard to verify this leak, so we don't really know if it's true or not. And even if it is true, we have to be cautious with information like this, and just take this with a grain of salt until Marvel confirms or denies it. But with the movie not expected to come out until at least 2021 at the earliest, it will definitely be a while until we get information about this movie. So basically, according to We Got This Covered, the next phase of the MCU will feature an Earth-based villain to start before expanding to a bigger one. And then the first villain is expected to be Norman Osborn, who will be introduced in a different movie, because obviously he wouldn't make sense in Captain Marvel. It would probably be in a Spider-Man movie. And the third Spider-Man movie is expected to come out in 2021, so who knows, that could happen there. But the cosmic bad guy, on the other hand, will be brought to life in the next Captain Marvel movie. The source claims that the villain is Michael Korvac, who would definitely pose a serious threat to Larson's character, and that's one of the biggest complaints about the first Captain Marvel movie, is that, so if you haven't seen that movie, then spoiler alert, but Yon-Rogg is the villain, but people are saying that Yon-Rogg didn't really pose a threat to Captain Marvel. Like, the final battle with Yon-Rogg, he literally, started walking towards her, and he was like, how about we do a little hand-to-hand combat and you not use your powers? So that's basically what she said. And then she was like, no. So then she just shot him with a photon blast, and then he was out. He was knocked out. Like, he posed no threat to her. And he was, it also, lends to the the thing that Captain Marvel is so OP. She's overpowered. And usually that would be a good thing, but in this case it's not, because it just makes the character less interesting. But with Michael Korvac, then she would have an actual threat. So if you don't know who Michael Korvac is, basically he has a long and complicated history in the comics. The character is half human and half supercomputer, and he has godlike powers. This includes the ability to absorb and manipulate matter at a whim, and the majority of Korvac's strength comes from the power cosmic, which will undoubtedly he'll use against Captain Marvel. That also reminds me of Silver Surfer, because I believe that's where he gets his powers from, the power cosmic. Also, it's just fun to say, the power cosmic. Yeah, but in the comics, Korvac has a history with both Galactus and the Badoon, but it's unclear if that's going to be part of his origins in the movie, or if it's going to be very simplified in the movie, which it probably will be, just to make it, simplified. But some sources claim that we will be first introduced to Korvac at a time when he doesn't have his full powers, so possibly that would be in a post-credit scenes in one of the other movies before Captain Marvel. But as the story goes, Captain Marvel discovers that the Kree have been manipulating Korvac to their advantage, much like they did with her. The two bond over their shared experience before Korvac betrays her. Once he learns how to harness the power cosmic, Korvac travels to Earth with the goal of making it into his version of a utopia. And Korvac's storyline will then span multiple films as he morphs into the main villain for Phase 4. It is important to note that Marvel has not confirmed any of these details, and it's entirely possible that the studio has different plans in mind. So that is basically what who the next villain in Captain Marvel will be, and also the next big bad for the MCU. He'll basically be like Thanos, but of course not as big of a villain, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video, so I can bestow all my Marvel knowledge upon you.